Hello everyone. Today is Kerala's birthday. So don't you all want to know about Kerala and its history? The Kerala state lies between 8 degree 18 and 12 degree 48 north latitude and between 74 degree 52 and 77 degree 24 east longitude. It has a total area of 30,855 square kilometers and a coastline which is nearly 360 miles long. The territory of the state may be broadly divided into three natural divisions, which are the highland, the midland, and the lowland. The history of Kerala. The Mushaka Vamsa, a Mahakavya in Sanskrit, composed about 1100 AD by Atila, the court poet of the Mushaka king Sriganda, bears evidence of the historiographic tradition which prevailed in a small form in the early period of Kerala history. Kerala had contacts with the countries of the outside world even from time immemorial. The Arabs, the Assyrians, the Babylonians, the Phoenicians, the Israelites, the Greeks, the Romans, and the Chinese were among the foreign people who had contact with the Kerala coast in the ancient period. Ancient Kerala had been famous for her spices, and it was her fame as the land of spices that brought foreign people and culture to her shores. The ancient Egyptians also used spices from Kerala to make perfumes and holy oils and to preserve the dead bodies of the kings and other highly placed persons by the system of mummification. Some scholars have suggested that Chinese trade relations with Kerala began long before Greek and Roman ships called at Chera ports and that a Chinese colony had established here. Sangam Age. The Sangam Age, which comprised the first 5 centuries of the Christian era, was formative epoch of Kerala history. Kerala during this period formed part of the larger unit of Tamilnadu. The land was divided into 5 divisions on the basis of topography, which are Venad, Kuttanad, Kudanad, Purinad, and Karkanad. The exact boundaries of these divisions are not known, but some broad indications are available from contemporary Tamil works. Politically, the land of Kerala was ruled in the early Sangam age, mainly by 3 powers, which are the Ayes in the south, the rulers of Erimala in the north, and the Cheras in the region lying in between. Venad. Venad rose to political prominence in the 12th century AD with the disappearance of the Kulashekaras as the imperial power in Kerala. However, we have stray references to Venad in the Pandyam records from the 8th century onwards. During the period following the breakup of Kulashekara Empire, Kerala lost its political unity. A number of independent Swarupams rose in different parts of the country. Of these, in addition to Venad in South Kerala, the most important were the kingdoms of Kolattanad, Cochin, and Calicut. Calicut under Zamarins. Calicut or Kozhikode was the major power in northern and central Kerala in the medieval period. Its rulers, known to history as the Zamarins, were among the most cultured and accomplished sovereigns of Kerala. Zamarins were descended from the Ernar Uthaivar, who appears as a signatory in the Jewish and Christian copper plates. The Portuguese period. The landing of Vasco da Gama at Calicut in May 1498 marked the beginning of a new epoch in the history of Kerala. The Portuguese navigator was sent to the east by Domo Manuel, the king of, with the object of discovering a new trade route to India and expanding trade with the Orient. Though the immediate object of the Portuguese was the expansion of trade, they entertained in course of time grand visions of building up an empire in India by bringing the local powers in their control. The bitter rivalry between the Zamarin on one side and the Raja of Cochin, the Kolatiri, and the minor powers on the other created conditions favorable for the realization of the Portuguese dream, at least for a short period. The rise and fall of the Dutch. The Dutch East India Company, formed in 1592, played an important role in organizing these early missions. In 1603, it sent to India an expedition led by the Dutch admiral Stephen van der Hagen, the admiral reached Calicut and concluded a treaty with the Zammarin on November 11, 1604. This was the first political agreement entered into between the Dutch and the Zammarin for the purpose of expelling the Portuguese from the Indian soil. The Dutch were given facilities for trade at Calicut as well as the right to station merchants there. Martandavarma and Dharmaraja. In the 18th century, Wayanad produced two illustrious rulers, Martandavarma and Kartika Tirunal Ramavarma, popularly called Dharmaraja. The growth of British power. Like the Portuguese and the Dutch, the English also came to Kerala for the purpose of trade. The first Englishman who came to Kerala was perhaps Master Ralph Fitch in 1583. The establishment of British supremacy over the different regions of Kerala did not go unchallenged by patriotic elements of the population. In the closing years of the 18th and early decades of the 19th century, there were organized attempts to overthrow British authority and regain the lost independence. The Malabar, Travancore and the Cochin areas of modern Kerala played their part in these early struggles for independence. Progress of Cochin. The history of Cochin as a progressive state commences with the reign of Shaktan Tamburan. The foundation of a centralized system of administration was laid by him. The period immediately following the death of Shaktan was one of political turmoil, and hence very little of progress could be achieved in the field of administration. British Malabar. The district of Malabar became part of the Madras Presidency on May 21, 1800. The Indian National Congress, founded in 1855, had its adherents in Malabar from very early days. Salt Satyagraha. The Salt Satyagraha, which began under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi in March 1930, had its repercussions in Kerala as well. Payyanur was the main venue of the Salt Satyagraha in Malabar. Quit India Movement. The Quit India Movement of 1942 had only its faint echoes in Malabar. This was due to the change of policies of the Communist Party. However, after a while, they did play their part in the Quit India Movement. Aikya Kerala Movement. One of the earliest resolutions on the subject of United Kerala was paved at the State People's Conference held at Ernakulam in April 1928. The conference was attended by delegates from all parts of Kerala, and one of the resolutions passed therein called for the early formation of Aikya Kerala. The movement for the formation of Kerala gathered momentum in the 40s when the prospects of Indian independence looked bright. In a message sent to the Cochin Legislative Council on July 29, 1946, Sri Kerala Varma, the then Maharaja of Cochin, expressed himself in favor of the early formation of a Kerala state comprised of Travancore, Cochin and British Malabar. In the meantime, the policy of merger and integration of native states initiated by the States Ministry of the Government of India under the guidance of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel had improved the prospects of the early formation of a united Kerala. On July 1, 1949, the state of Travancore Cochin came into existence. This was the first positive step taken in the direction of the formation of the state of Kerala. The state of Travancore Cochin started functioning under good auspices. The Maharajas of the two states willingly signed the covenant of integration. The Maharaja of Travancore became the Raja Pramukh of the new state, while the Maharaja of Cochin offered to efface himself completely in order that his people might enjoy a larger life. The legislatures and the ministries of the two states were combined to form the new state of Travancore Cochin. It was decided to locate the capital of the state at Trivandrum and the High Court at Ernakulam. It was during the period of President's rule at Travancore Cochin that the decision on the reorganization of the states of the Indian Union on linguistic basis was taken by the Government of India. Under the States Reorganization Act of 1956, the four southern taluks of Thovala and part of Shenkota taluk were separated from Travancore Cochin and included in Madras state. The district of Malabar and the Kasargod taluk of South Canara district were added on to the remaining portions of Travancore Cochin to constitute the new state of Kerala. The state of Kerala formally came into existence on November 1, 1956, with a governor as the head of the state. The last vestiges of princely rule in Kerala also disappeared with the end of the institution of Rajapramuch consequent upon the formation of the new state. The first general elections to the Kerala state legislature were held in February and March 1957. The Communist Party of India and a few independents supported by it secured 65 of the 126 seats in the legislature. The 19th and 20th centuries witnessed the emergence of a new social order in Kerala and under the impact of diverse social structures. Now Kerala is a role model for the rest of the world. We have been able to push through many disasters in the recent times, and right now also we are battling through the biggest pandemic in history. We are all proud of being Keralites. Thank you.